everyone, it's me Adele and welcome to my channel Sew for Serenity, where I talk to you about my sewing journey. So welcome to this month's magazine review, where I talk to you about the two magazines that I regularly get on subscription, which is Love Sewing and Simply Sewing magazine. So I'll be going quickly through the magazines and giving you my opinion, honest opinion of what I think of them, so you can decide whether you want to buy them. So first of all, I'm going to start with Simply Sewing magazine. So Simply Sewing magazine this month has got its two free patterns with it. It has the Marie dress. Not loving it, to be honest with you. And also the pyjama buttons, which is made by Crafty Sew, which actually is a really nice pattern. So this was designed by Freya from Crafty Sew, and yeah, I really like how it's styled on there as well. And also, instead of a toy pattern, which you usually get, you've got this lovely little booklet that says Sewing for Kids. Now, I know it won't be everybody's cup of tea, but I really like this, and just flicking through it, there's a couple of things that I'd like to make. So it's got some pyjamas there, which is super cute. So you download the pattern off the website, it tells you how to do that. It's got the instructions on how to do it. It's got a few little bits and bobs of clothing. I'm not going to go through every single thing, but the other thing that I thought was really, really nice, it's got this little Moses basket for a baby, or obviously a bunny rabbit in the case. And now Alice, my little one, loves babies. So I thought it'd be really nice to make this little Moses basket. And it talks you through how to do it, etc. And there's a little pillow and a blanket. And I've got so many fat quarters, I thought it'd be a perfect little make for her. Other things in there is a lovely little pencil case, a backpack, a little play mat that's like a car play mat, which I thought was really nice, and just loads of lovely little things. So yeah, I thought it was a nice little addition. So on to the magazine. So on the front of the magazine, it's got the dress, which is this pattern, the Marie dress. Yeah, I'm not sure at all if I like that. It's got a fitted waistband with a gathered skirt. Yeah, not sure about it. So the first section is the pin board, where it just has lots of different little small bits of information of things that the magazine wants to highlight this month. One of those things is a Sew Over It new Pippa dress, which is really lovely. It's got this diagonal kind of across the chest and across the tummy button placket, which I think is really different, and yeah, I think it's really, really nice. So this month there's a massive feature on pyjamas, which is great. Now I really love these wrapped pyjamas, and it's actually, who is that by? Sew Over It, and I don't remember ever seeing that pattern before, but I think that looks really nice. Really kind of be nice in a viscose jersey or something along that kind of line. So yeah, the Lunar wrap pyjamas they're called, and I thought they were really, really nice. It's got tips and trips for making pyjamas, so what fabrics to use, finishing touches, what to put around the waist, etc., getting the perfect fit. So that's really interesting to read through. Then it moves on to the full page spread of one of the patterns, which is the Marie dress. Now I'm usually a massive fan of Simply Sewing magazine and the styling, but I really think I'm not loving it this month. I really don't like the shoes, I don't like the dresses, I don't like the fabrics that they've used. So yeah, not really loving that dress at all, really. Yeah. What do you think? Am I being too harsh? Yeah, I think it's just not for me. Anyway, I'm usually a big fan, but no, not this time. The Mindful makes, which is all around home makes, is all duvets, a duvet cover, a pillow, all around quilting. There's a tea cosy there, a water bottle holder, a coin, a purse, glasses case and bedspread, as I said. So next is the feature on the My Sewing World, which is this month is about a lady that is talking about inclusive patterns and how she felt ostracised from the stitching community because of her size, which hopefully she doesn't feel that way anymore, because things are much more size inclusive these days. I know there's still got a little way to go, but it'd be really interesting to read her journey. Next article is all around sewing for people who have curvature of the spine. So I really enjoy reading these articles about people who are sewing for their body shape, no matter what that is. So that'll be a really interesting read of how these sewists who have curvature of the spine adapt their sewing patterns so that they feel good in their clothes. Next in the magazine is a paper bag skirt pattern, which I think is really nice. I'm not a massive skirt fan, but I really love how they've styled it. I love that it's with those, shoes there. I love the fabric that it's in. I love the t-shirt. Really like that. And I think the paper bag waist is really flattering. And I actually have a fabric that I have in mind to perhaps make this with. And this is one of the Draft the Own patterns. So you don't actually have a pattern here. It'll just tell you to measure the pieces of fabric and make it that way. So what could be easier? The pattern review this month is a dress that I've actually made. And it is the Zero Waist Tiered Dress by Brigitte Helmerson. And it's So Georgie that actually has done a pattern review on this using her wonderful Hey So Sister exclusive fabric that she has in her shop. I made this in conjunction with Sarah from Super Bales, and we both made the sleeve version, but Georgie's made the one without the sleeves, and it looks really nice on her. Jury was out on it for me and Sarah. I actually really liked the dress, but I didn't really enjoy the sewing process, so I'll be interested to see and read what Georgie made of this. And then the next is the feature on the pyjama pattern that is in the magazine too. I mean, there's not much to say about a pyjama pattern. It is what it is, isn't it? It's a pyjama pattern. The only thing I wonder is, am I really going to be bothered to trace out a pair of pyjamas when there's so many free pyjama patterns out there? I'm not sure it's the best pattern to pop in a magazine. Now, this next article I absolutely love. Look at this dress. It's called an infinity dress. Look at that back. How beautiful is it? So basically, I think without reading the article too deeply, it's around different ways that you can have this dress, different ways that you can style the back of the dress. And it's how to self-draft the dress pattern that can be worn in a multitude of ways. There we go. So I assume that the top is made up of kind of long ties, and you can wrap them around your body in different ways. That looks really challenging, but really interesting, and it's all self-drafted as well, so that would be a really interesting dress to try and recreate. Next is a little crown for someone's birthday, which I like. Again, Waves and Wild offer a crown, so not sure it's the greatest value to add into this magazine. There's a book bag tutorial as well. The next article is called All Well Workshop. So this is a duo who are behind a company called All Well Workshop, and they've launched a book called How to Sew Clothes. So I believe they are a creative sewing studio that publish simple, intuitive and super hackable sewing patterns. There we go. So there's an article all around them. And then the next clothes pattern is how to create this gather grid on garments. So this is an upcycled t-shirt that has had this gather grid completed on it, and it talks you through how to do this, which is interesting. It's a technique that I've only ever seen on Instagram a few times. And then that's really it in Simply Sewing magazine. I've got to say, I'm a little bit disappointed with it. Usually I love this magazine, but I think the patterns this month are pretty poor. You know, this is looks like a great pyjama pattern, but there are a lot of free pyjama patterns out there. I really don't like this Marie dress. I don't know if it's, and I just don't think I like the dress. It's not my style, and I don't think they've styled it very well in Simply Sewing magazine this time. I do really like this edition. If you've got children and you like sewing for children, it's worth it for that. I am glad I've got this magazine because that infinity dress I really, really would like to have a crack at. I think that is just beautifully stunning and could have a lot of fun trying to create that. Be perfect for holidays, you know, recreating a couple of different looks with just one dress. I think for me it's worth it for that. But if you're thinking about buying a magazine this month and you can only have one, I'm not sure this one would be the one that I'd go for this month. But anyway, so that's Simply Sewing magazine. As I say, usually a massive fan, but not so much this month. Right, I'm going to quickly move on to Love Sewing magazine. So I've got issue 118 here, which is last month's magazine. So I'm quickly going to talk to you about what patterns are in here. Now, I'm a big fan of Love Sewing magazine this month. So the first pattern is the McCall 7948, which is this one. Now I have actually made this dress. I made this view in an orange spotted cotton, and I wore it for a wedding. This actually is also a Liberty pattern. I don't think I've got it to hand at the moment. Found it. So I made it from the pattern, Liberty pattern, the Natasha tiered dress, but they are exactly the same dress. And even inside, the pattern and the instructions is all in the format that McCall's do it in. So yeah, this is a really good addition to that magazine because the Liberty patterns are quite pricey. The good thing about this pattern is as well, this pattern is sizes 6 to 22, whereas the Liberty pattern comes in two different sizes, a 14 to 22 and then the 6 to 14 I think, or 6 to 12. So, you know, I hate when the patterns are split between two sizes. So I think that's a really good value, a really great pattern, and the views are really nice. I would be keen to make another view, and I just think this dress here is stunning. I just really love that in that white. Think it's beautiful. And the second pattern is one of my favourite types of patterns. It's a jumpsuit pattern. Now it's a butterick and it's a B6861. Now it does look a bit old-fashioned on the front, but more retro old-fashioned. I actually really like it. I really like this version of it. It's giving me real 80s vibes, but I really like that. And it's basically for moderate stretch knits. You can do it 35% cross strains, Ponte, French terry, sweatshirt, fleece, velour, jersey. So yeah, I really like that, and you can have it with and without a hood. Cool. So I really like that pattern. I was really happy with them. And I have to hand it to Love Sewing magazine. It's not very often I say that, but I am in love with the style on the front of this. I just think this looks absolutely stunning. Obviously we'll see more in the magazine, but I just love this trim that they've put on it. So good, so good. Anyway, let's get into Love Sewing magazine. So again, in the introduction where they just talk about on the pin board, they're talking about the Sew Over It dress again. The Pippa dress, which has got this diagonal button placket across it. So that seems to be all the rage at the moment. In last month's magazine, they featured some of the Know Me by Mimi G pattern designers, and they've got the other half of those pattern designers in here, so I can't wait to read about those. So we've got Duana, Ella, Scorpio, what a cool name, and Marcia, who have all created these patterns under Mimi G's brand. So yeah, looking forward to reading about that. Right, here we go. Here is the styled McCall's 7946. I just think this is stunning. I love the earrings, I love the dress, I love the shoes. I just think they've really got this right, and I'd love to recreate that. They've also done the version that I made, and again, I just love how they've used a bigger print check here and a smaller check here. Just really lovely. I probably would have gone alternate though, but yeah, just love it. Not a massive fan of the shoes, but I think it's really shows the dress off lovely. And then Sarah from the Crafty So-and-So has done a review of making that pattern. She's made it in this star fabric. It looks really nice with a little belt. Really, really nice. I think that's a really good pattern. There's a tote bag pattern. I'm not going to talk about that too much. How many tote bags can you have? As I say every month. Oh, this is a really great article. This is all about dressing your colours. Oh, I'm such a big fan of this. When I first started sewing, I didn't know what colours suited me. I just purchased things that I liked, and it was a big mistake. I now know what colours suit me. I love khakis. I think I'm a warm autumn. I like khakis. I like mustards. I like teals. Deep purples. They're the colours that really suit me, and I feel great in them. So I really recommend, if you haven't done your colours, then you can do it. It is free with a lot of apps as well. I haven't paid any money for it, but this is an article all around about your colours and how to dress appropriately and how it can just change what you look like. I actually shouldn't wear black, so I shouldn't really be wearing this today, but I love black. The pattern inside the magazine is a really nice cropped quilted jacket, which I think is really, really nice. Obviously quilted jackets are all the rage at the moment. The lovely Regina, who won the Dressmakers Ball Star Make, who does lots of makes in denim, and her actual outfit at the ball was denim, has got a feature all on sewing with denim, which is very interesting. I would like to read that because it's something I want to do going forward. So to make this pattern even better, this McCall 7948, they've actually got a hack here to add longer sleeves and to make it a little bit more of a winter weather make. And again, love the tartan. Very, very good styling this time. There is a pattern in the magazine, which is this little wrap, this little top here. Made in Jersey, secret pajamas it says. So this is the pattern. Not sure it's my cup of tea at all, but it's got some nice details. Then there's a feature on, is it Lysol Gibson? I don't know if I'm saying that right. She's a pattern designer. Very, very nice patterns. Need to check her out. So next is the jumpsuit, which I'm not sure about the styling. I think it still does look a bit retro. Yeah, this one reminds me of 90s mafia mob wife. I don't know, just in her velour jumpsuit, but and heels. I just think heels with it isn't the best, but I do like it. I do like the pattern. I think it'd be nice for lounging around the house in. So yeah, I do like it. There's an article all around stash busting, so colour blocking, making bags, etc. And then the next pattern I really, really like. It's this button-up skirt. Like I said, I don't like skirts, but I just think the styling is brilliant on this one. I absolutely love it. I think pump's perfect. This striped top and then this skirt, just a really lovely look. And yeah, I think that's really nice. I like the scallop at the bottom. I think I'd want it a bit shorter, that style skirt, but yeah, really like that. Then there's an article all on the Mimi G patterns. I've actually got this pattern here. Have I got any more? No, I don't think I've got any more of those. And then the final page is all about a homeware project, which is this bunny rabbit cushion. And then I think that's it. Oh, there's a tea dress pattern as well, but yeah, I'm not too bothered about that. I've got lots of tea dress patterns, but there's that in there as well. So I actually think this wins it for me this month. I think the patterns, I think the styling, I just think it's really good. So I think it's really good value for money. So, you're going to go for one this month, I would go Love Sewing Magazine. I'm in love with this dress on the front. Isn't it nice? I definitely want to get some trim like that when I go to the Creative Craft Fair. Love it. So I hope you've enjoyed that vlog. It's a quick review of the magazines. Surprisingly, I loved Love Sewing Magazine this month much more than I did Simply Sewing a Magazine, which really surprised me. If you've enjoyed this vlog, please click the like button, and if you don't subscribe already, please consider subscribing. And I'll see you all on my next vlog. Happy sewing. Bye.